I became famous by coincidence, by luck. My goal has never been to build a media company. My goal has always been to build a business.
How are you using AI right now?
So I made 100 videos in 100 days that are 100% AI.
Do you have a special ability? Like, is there a secret?
I think the special thing about me is I can stop myself from being influenced by the people around me. I don't allow people around me to influence me. It is always important to do the opposite of what everyone around you is doing. That is the only special thing that I did over the last 10 years, and it works.
Wow. All right, welcome to another episode of Do It For The Clips, the short form media series where we do it for the clips. Basically, we do content.
Do it for the clips.
I mean,
So you're assuming nobody's going to watch this for full?
I think when you go in with the clips in mind, it just is an overall better podcast in the first place. That's what I found.
Oh, I like that.
And actually, if you see, anyways, I didn't even welcome him. Welcome, Nuseir Yasin.
Make sure to watch all of this video.
AKA Nas Daily. Thank you. That's good. You want to, but you gotta sizzle them in. So we're gonna do that with the trailer before. So you're gonna drop some spicy lines. But I actually just saw
no cursing. I'm gonna try it. No cursing.
No
please.
cursing.
Yes.
My mom will be very happy. Every time I drop an F-bomb, my mom, she always curses. Why do you gotta curse?
And she's got a point.
Okay, Mom, take Nuseir.
No
okay? Okay. Nuseir, a.k.a. Nas Daily, the newest resident of Miami. This is very exciting. You've lived in Singapore, Dubai, basically you've been to every country in the world. And bro lands in Miami. Tell us about it.
Well, I've been a nomad for the last 10 years, but I'm always searching for cities with good infrastructure, good weather, good governments, and business opportunities. And so if you really have this filter on the world, you can only live in 5 places in the world.
That's true.
So Miami happens to be one of them.
It's amazing. I come from New York. I mean, it's like paradise down here. It's awesome. And you've only been here for what, like a week?
A week, exactly a week.
That's insane.
I'm loving it.
Okay.
I've met you like 5 times and met 3 people 5 times. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's a lot smaller of a town than you realize, right?
Yeah, shockingly small.
Yeah.
Miami is shockingly small. This is the beginning of the clip.
It's like editor's notes. You do that in the notes, Okay. Well, listen, I want to get into a couple of things. I want to get into some maybe nerdy stuff, some social media stuff. But, I was just watching an interview with Colin and Samir, right?
You watched that?
Yeah, well, we didn't. We do our research. We do our research.
Thank you for watching.
But this was actually, but they did another interview with another guy, and they were saying that one of the top shows on Spotify now is Subway Takes.
Yes.
Right? And Subway Takes is like an Instagram for a show.
Absolutely.
And I think that's super appropriate talking to you because you mastered short form content before short form content was even a concept.
Yes.
Right? I mean, we're talking Facebook days. You talk to some of these Gen Alpha kids, they don't know the OG, they don't know the guy. But, take us, I don't want to do the classic interview where you take us back and you do, we've done this before.
Yeah.
You've heard it, you've heard the spiel, there's other podcasts.
I'm also sick of it.
I'm sure you're sick of it. So let's get into some spicy topics. We'll talk about social, what it's actually doing for you, some business, some hard numbers. We're in Miami, where you have the boys flexing their Lamborghini Uruses, aka the Miami Mazdas.
I hate that.
I know you hate it. So let's get into it. This guy's the real deal.
Okay, let's go.
And I'm excited to have you here. Okay, so first, before we even get into it, you're hiring in Miami. You're building a team,
yes,
right?
Sir.
You're setting up camp here. You're not just visiting.
No. I'm for the first time in America, I see a place where I could build a nice office and hire hardworking people.
Okay.
Because I've been to a few cities and I was I couldn't see the office and I couldn't see the hard work. So I could find 15 hardworking people and build a nice office. So I'm really excited to build that and take a real shot at Miami.
So what are you hiring for people?
So everything creative, content host, content producer, content marketer, scriptwriter. Overall jack of all trades, but primarily I'm looking for hungry people. Not just hungry, I'm looking for starving. I'm looking for people that are dying for an opportunity. And so I like to hire people that are unconventional. If you have a Harvard degree and a BCG in your LinkedIn, you're not for me. But if you have...
How'd you have a Harvard degree?
Yes, because I know my people. And but if you're just immigrated from Cuba on a boat and you're looking to prove how creative you are with editing, you're my guy.
And you want in person?
Only in person, no more remote.
Why not?
My contrary, I don't know if it's contrary anymore, but my experience has taught me that remote is remotely effective. Remote is remotely effective.
Why do you say that? And because you built tons of companies with like huge remote teams, right?
So I built many small pods, many small teams. And again, this is only in the media space.
Okay.
Not in the technology. Maybe remote works in technology. But in the media space, when I build a remote team of 5 people, like each one in a different city, the content sucks. When I do an in-person team, 5 people pod, the content is amazing. And I've done this test 20 times because every client we get, we hire a pod for them. Some pods are remote, some pods are in person. In-person pods always do better.
Well, I'm going to have to rethink my agency right now. Anyways.
Well, they're all Miami, aren't they?
Well, no, they're not.
The editors are remote, right?
Everyone's remote. I'm the only one in Miami.
No,
Just my first guy. Age is my first Miami hire.
A young guy. Oh, hello. Yeah, does she pay him again?
We'll talk about that offline. Yeah, exactly.
He's in by editing.
Yeah, exactly. But he's good commission. I take care of my people. I care of their people. Okay, so you're hiring in person. You're building an office. What clients? I think a lot of people don't understand. Like they see you online, they know you as the "that's 1 minute, see you tomorrow" guy, right? They've definitely seen clips that you've made. We'll go into some of those numbers before, but what do you mean clients? What's the business on the other side that you actually have?
So right now, in the last 10 years, basically I'm running 3 companies, for good or for bad. The main one is a technology company called Nas.io, which is a venture-funded entrepreneurship platform in the age of AI. That's the number one thing I'm doing. Nas Daily is a media agency. I create some content, but also we create content for other people on their socials. So we manage people's social media and we build them a brand. So it's called 1000 Media, and we have, like, say, a few clients, and we do it for them. And then we have a hotel in Dubai, a small 20-room hotel that we operate and make it as a community space. And so that's basically the main 3 things I worry about. And every now and then we host an event for people to meet up. Like I have an event today. You should come. That's it. That's what Nas company is. And Nas means people in Arabic. So the people's company.
How many people call you Nas?
I think shallow fans call me Nas because they don't know any better. But deep fans call me, "You're the guy from Nas Daily." And then deeper fan calls me, "You're Nuseir, the guy who started Nas Daily."
There you go.
And if somebody says that, "Nuseir, you started Nas Daily," I love them so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard. If you've been on the internet, especially Facebook, it was impossible to ignore you. I mean, like, you dominated Facebook. Like, there was no one crushing it like you. You were, and everyone knows the story, right? You were at Venmo. You just decided to post. You saw nothing for 1,000 days and you pushed and yada, yada, yada. We can do the Mr. B story, the Nuseir story. Like, it's all the same. We know we got to do that. But, but then you turned it into like a real business. So what was like the moment where you were like, "Oh, I can make," sorry, Mom, sorry.
I'm glad it came from you.
I can make real money from this. When did that happen? Because it was so.
Yeah. You're right. Look, I come from a village in the Middle East. People like me, they don't grow up thinking that I should become a Hollywood star, that I am famous, I'm a creative artist. That's not an option. So I never thought of that as an option. When I started Nas Daily, I was like, this thing, I became famous by coincidence, by luck. My goal has never been to build a media company. My goal has always been to build a business. But this thing was an accident. So, when you get 1 million followers, we have 2 options. Go to Hollywood, go to LA, create these short form trends and get an agent and try to get a Netflix show, or build a business. And if you're a right brain person, you go and get an agent because you want somebody to do the business stuff. I never had an agent in my life and never will. And so I said, I am my own agent. I build my project manager. I build my entities. I do my tax optimization. I do my sales and development. I build my products. I get the VC money. So I'm more like a left brain. I'm actually not a creator. I'm not a creative person. I'm more like a left brain person. So I think I'm more of an entrepreneur than a creator. But only time will tell. If Nas.io is bigger than Nas Daily, then I'm right. If Nas Daily is always bigger than Nas.io, then I'm wrong.
So let's talk about the creator and founder thing for a second, because you backed into it, right? You became a creator first and then backed into being a founder.
Like you started founder.
Right. I was founder first, then backed into being a creator. So we kind of went at it at both sides. You just raised a round for Nuseir from led by Coastal Ventures, right? And you're building a real tech platform. And by the way, that's why we know each other. Nuseir, shout out Zach Weiss. He took good care of me.
Nice.
Then he introduced me to Alex and Alex. So the Nuseir platform, which I was building out for a client, I was building a community. That's how we connected.
That's how. I didn't know it was how.
Oh, it clicked for me. I forgot, and it clicked for me over.
So funny. Okay, that's the best introduction.
Yeah, absolutely. So like the product is really helping. Obviously you've generated tons of money for people, right? How much money are people generating on the platform?
Tens of millions.
Tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And people who like never thought they could do before.
Yeah, our focus is on the net new entrepreneur. So if you're a million follower creator, like go build your own website, get your own custom thing. But if you have no followers and you want marketing, we're basically your AI marketing engine for anything you want to sell. And so that's really I see the biggest problem in the world is getting attention for your product or service. And in the past, the way to do that is to make a lot of videos, hire agencies, Now AI can do that. That's really why we're building this today.
So why not just use school?
It doesn't help you marketing.
But no, I'm saying like that's like the Hormozy thing, right? Everyone uses school. It's not like give me the breakdown.
No, so school is not really a competitor. It's a community platform, and it's like you bring your own members, and that's it. So even though there's a marketplace, people don't actually go to the marketplace to like find new communities. It doesn't really help you with being discovered because we look at the marketplace, we say, oh, I will be discovered there. You don't actually get discovered. The top 1% get 80% of the attention. It's just the first page. If you're on the third page of the school marketplace, good luck. Same with Google. Same with any marketplace. So what we are focused on is helping you become an entrepreneur and find customers for whatever you want to sell. If you want to sell a community and find members, sure. But if you want to sell an event, if you want to sell a physical product, that's what Nuseir is for. So we started as a community platform. I think school now is a community platform. I actually see the bigger opportunity is being a business platform. So what does a business owner need versus what does a community owner need? A community owner needs a feed, responses, gamified badges. I don't want to build badges. A business owner needs payment links, low transactions, marketing, content. That's what we're building.
So instead of setting up a Shopify, a Stripe, that, your dream is just you go to Nuseir, and whether you're selling water bottles or
your service, accounting service.
Yes, still for everyone.
We are a Shopify competitor.
Wow.
We're looking for Shopify as the biggest market because it's a $200 billion company. And so what does Shopify do? It helps entrepreneurs start.
Wow.
We think we're a simpler Shopify.
Wow. So you obviously went in, you had an unfair advantage, which is your millions of followers across, at many platforms. And I find that only now, because my first startup was in 2010. I founded my first startup. So long time ago. And the idea of doing any sort of social media or videos was so unheard of. Like even now, I look at Miami. Miami is the content capital of the world. There's a podcast studio on every block. Every time you walk outside, you see another creator. You look at San Francisco, it's a ghost town. It's like there's no podcast studios, there's no infrastructure, and founders are just now waking up, be like, oh my God, I got to post on social media.
Where are the biggest companies? Are they in Miami or San Francisco?
They're in San Francisco.
So does content actually work?
I don't know. They didn't try it. Well, actually, the biggest companies now, what is OpenAI doing? What is Andreessen doing? They're doing physical podcasts.
Yeah.
They're setting up physical studios. They're not doing AI. They're funding the AI.
Yeah.
But they're doing physical studios.
But the question is, are people using ChatGPT because they saw content about ChatGPT or because the product was so damn good? My thought is, number one is the product has to be damn good. San Francisco makes damn good products. When the product is not damn good, a lot of people start focusing on content. And so that's why you see in Miami, I'm not sure the products are as good as San Francisco, but the marketing is much better, but it's just always up and down, up and down. You get that initial spike. That's why a lot of creators, including me, I've launched so many things. When I launch products, if the product is not good, like this, it goes up, you get the first 1,000 users, and then it dies. Same with Prime, You'll see the same with that. No matter how big or how small, it's going to be the same.
Wow. So when did you know Nas.io was hitting?
When did I know Nas? Man, when you're building a startup, you don't even like, there's no one moment where you say that hit.
Or like PMF, product market fit.
I think when we got the validation of the investors was like, okay, like we're not hallucinating. Some of the smartest investors in Silicon Valley are willing to fund this with, many millions of dollars because they see the vision that we see. And so that's when I knew. And I actually, the other time I knew when it comes to the users, I made a poll to the users and I asked people, do you want to work for yourself? Not a single person has said no yet. I've never met a single person that said, I don't want to work for myself. And what's the point of Nas.io is to help you work for yourself. So when I saw that this is a need for every human in the world, or a desire, not everyone will succeed, I was like, the market is big. Let's do this.
So, you've built this platform. You want to support entrepreneurs, but I feel like a lot of people are feeling maybe paralyzed with the AI coming right now. So what's your thoughts on like building an entrepreneurial platform when is AI about to like retake, like what's stopping an AI from going on Nas.io, spinning up a community and, a bunch of Claude bots are out competing me?
Well, that is a real concern. That's a real concern. The biggest concern of SaaS is what's to stop an agent from coding their own custom-made Nas.io? So I think two things. Number one is this will happen and we have to pivot to physical stuff. So we are now introducing e-commerce, for example. The days of selling a template to learn something are gone. The days of selling a course to learn something are gone. Gone with the wind. Take that as a clip. It was a phenomenon that grew in like 2010 to 2022.
Information bros, right?
Information bros, right? But after that, it's just really downhill. The biggest course marketplace in the world is like Coursera and Masterclass, both not even $1 billion company, right? So there is no course big company. Doesn't exist.
Wow.
So, and the e-commerce world, like Shopify, is a $200 billion company and continues to grow. Walmart, Amazon. What does that tell you? That AI is your signal to move to physical. Do things that you can touch. And number two is not every software is dead. Yes, even though everybody can spin up their own software, not every software is dead because I could pay Nas.io $20 a month to use their full range, 2 million lines of code system, or I could spend $1,000 building my own 100,000 code line system with a lot of bugs and security problems and infinite glitches. Right? So what is the smartest thing to do? $1,000 for this or $20? All right?
Yes, exactly what Michael, he just met before, said. I said, are you redoing your CRM? Like you could like he's doing a lot of AI stuff. He's like, listen, Go High Level has the same AI tools as me. So they're going to be doing development 100 times greater than me. Like, am I going to outpace them? It's like everyone has 3D printers. Are we 3D printing toys now? No, we're still going to Target and buying our toys because it's just easier.
That's why distribution is king. Does he use Go High Level?
Yeah, he does.
For what?
He has the solar business, the whole sales thing.
His like sales lead.
CRF, yeah. CRM.
Why don't you use Salesforce?
I think Salesforce is a bit too complicated and expensive.
But Go High Level is also complicated.
I think every CRM sucks. I hate CRMs.
Interesting. Wow, that's very interesting.
I don't know. I don't love it. But anyways, okay, so now we're on the AI conversation. So does it scare you, like, in terms of your content agency, like how much longer? Because like I wake up and like, I don't know how many more years I have of this. And it really does keep me up at night. So how do you think about it?
It should keep you up at night because that's your primary thing.
Right?
Yes, because your main bread and butter is providing a service of content that eventually AI will be able to do. The reason it doesn't keep me up at night is because it's 30% of what I do. So if that disappeared, I still have the Nas Daily fame. I could live on speaking engagements. I could live on brand deals. And I have Nas.io and it's, that makes revenue. So if that was the main thing I would do, I would obsess a lot about it. But I saw what you're doing with AI. What I saw you're doing is the most impressive thing I've seen somebody do.
Thank you.
Seriously, in AI as a media agency.
Wow.
The most impressive thing.
You hear that, Y Combinator?
Definitely. Absolutely. Maybe
I don't know if I would take their offer.
Keith should hear it too.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're in the danger zone, but you're also, getting out of the danger zone.
Yeah, I tweeted about this the other day where, like, if you scroll on X for 2 seconds, you feel like, oh my God, I'm falling behind. Like, Claude bots are taking over the world. Yeah. And then you walk outside and you talk to a random stranger. You're like, have you ever heard of this thing called Claude by Anthropic? And they're like, huh? You mean, is that like, what is that? ChatGPT? Like, you're so far ahead, you don't even realize it. And I also realize, I service businesses. And I think you service, like, larger businesses too. The bottom line is they want a result. They don't want a tool. You can. Absolutely. It's like Photoshop came out. Did like art go away? No. You have businesses are not going to fire up the thing that a bunch of guys in San Francisco made, a remotion skill, and use Claude code to make a promo video for their law firm. It's just not going to happen. They want the expert to tell them, here's what's going to do, and I'm going to use those tools to better update my workflow. And I'm sure you're doing the same. So how are you using AI right now in your workflows, both in the agency, the media company, and at Nuseir?
So admittedly, in my agency, we're not using enough AI. So that was my biggest takeaway from meeting you, is that my agency model should actually use more AI. Nas Daily is all in on AI. So I made 100 videos in 100 days that are 100% AI.
What are you using? What stack? Let's talk about
it. It was View 3, Kling, and Seedance.
Walk me through the workflow of creating that sort of video.
So, to make a piece of content, you need a few things. You need an idea, a script, a voiceover, music, visuals, an edit, and a publish. What's that? 8 things. 8 things to make a piece of content. Okay, let's do this for the clip.
Do it for the clip, baby.
You need 8 things for a good piece of content. Idea, script, voiceover, music, visuals, edit, publish. 7 things.
Okay.
7 things, okay? So what part of these can be AI? For us, the ideas come from AI. Find me a good viral video idea about Miami that is more Nas Daily style, AI. The script is AI. Script this in Nas Daily style, show me the script, make it 1 minute long.
What are you using for the first 2?
ChatGPT, Gemini.
Try Claude.
I know, I did not fall into the Claude thing.
In the last month, it's gotten way better.
Okay. So then script is AI. The voiceover, human. AI voice is still not good yet. The visuals, 100% AI. View 3, Seedance, Kling. The editing, 100% human. Final Cut Pro. Because we really make it very, very, very high quality. And then the publishing is human. Because we want to put it on Facebook, on TikTok.
And manually posting.
Manually, somebody posting it, yes.
With a physical device?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you seen, and so when do you think, so obviously throughout the last 3 years since ChatGPT came out, you've been able to implement different things. When do you think the entire process will be AI?
I'm not
when
sure
do you think you'll talking to your
I'm not sure I want it to be all AI. If what goes viral on the internet is the outlier. And AI by design is probabilistic and it's not really outlier. AI is the average of all creativity. It's not the outlier of creativity. So I'm not sure that entire process should all be AI. Because when it is, it'll just be all the same.
It's just slop. I mean, it'll look good, but it's still slop.
Yeah, exactly.
So, a lot of people are saying that in this age of AI coming up, now is the time to build your personal brand. Now is the time to build your following before all this AI slop takes over, and it'll be very hard to compete, which it already is. I mean,
is that your sales market?
No,
technique.
I mean, a little bit, but I mean, what do you think about that? Do you think that, and maybe explain it, what do you see the future in 5 years? You've been doing this content game for a long 10 years, 5-10 years. Do you see the people building today? It's is it like buying real estate in the 80s? It's just and if you're not, you're screwed in the sea of AI.
No, I don't believe it.
Okay.
I actually don't buy this.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm glad we disagree.
Yeah.
I don't buy that this is your chance to build your personal brand. Otherwise, you'll be destroyed by AI slop. It's a good sales pitch, though. It's a great sales pitch. It feels scary. But there is truth to it because every Indian kid is going to be making AI Miami residents, and they're going to be capturing a lot of attention, and attention is finite. So I do believe it'll be more competitive. I think in a world where the internet becomes dead, like the dead internet theory, where the internet becomes all AI agents talking to each other, it's already 51% robots. And when it becomes 100% robots, the thing that will become valuable is the real life interaction. So I'm slightly bullish on building a physical presence brand. So Casa Cipriani, I've never seen Cipriani online. I've never seen them, but my impression of Cipriani is so high because it's such a high brand, because I've seen it in real life. So I think maybe this is your sign to host events.
Live podcasts. I mean, I have a physical studio. Obviously, that's part of it. Yeah, and I actually I agree. I do think that, you know, one of the things I was working on was like a bet on physical studios, because I see them popping up everywhere. No one's really created like the good platform, like the Uber of booking them. So maybe I'll get into that someday, but I'm trying to stay focused on the agency now. You know, it's like I have shiny object syndrome. I'm sure you have the same.
Every founder does.
Right? And so how do you stay focused? Like, I mean, it seems like maybe you're not focused because you're launching a new fucking bracket every 10 seconds. Sorry, Mom. But yeah.
Well, you said it yourself. I'm not going to answer this question because I don't think I'm in a position to answer this question because it's a problem I have not solved yet. They're becoming focused. I'm trying this year by not making any Nas Daily videos, but I just told you I want to make a video about the bridges in Miami.
Come on, you can't not make videos.
I know.
That's like telling you not to breathe.
I know, but you know, so this is a good clip. You must become a pyramid. What do I mean by that? A pyramid is this. It's you on the top and everything else works at the bottom. But when you die, the top, everything else continues to work. Your company continues to work. Your team continues to go to work. Your product, your hotel continues to operate. But you don't have to be alive or awake for the pyramid to exist. Most people today have built an upside down pyramid where they are the bottleneck and they get all the pressure. And if they stop providing that service as a lawyer, their entire income is dead. If they stop creating content as a content creator, their entire channel is dead. If you stop working because you got sick, your entire thing is dead. You must become a real pyramid and build a business, not a personality. Be a business, not a personality. Be a business, not a personality. That is why we built Nas.io, to help you build a freaking business. Thank you.
That's a cliff. That was dope. But okay, but every entrepreneur starts out, it's just them. I mean, like I started this thing, I shot the videos myself, I edited the videos myself, I posted the videos myself. Now, thank God, we've got teams, we've got pods, we've got infrastructure.
So where are you here?
I'm like, I'd say like we're tilting up.
You're trying.
I'm in the turn. Definitely, like things happen without me. I have creative directors that work with our clients. We direct shoots without me.
I think you're here actually.
I'm still a little bit more involved than I would like, but I told my team, like, hey, end of year goal is I need this to run without me. I need to be able to go on a 2-week vacation and not open Slack and like everything's cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm not there yet. I could probably go a few days, you know, I can't take off for Jewish holidays, you know, I go offline, like thank God things don't catch fire. But when did that happen for you? When were you able to remove yourself as the bottleneck? Because I think that is the biggest thing entrepreneurs struggle with, is that trust.
You know what I did? I rebranded the company. I renamed the company. And that was the minute it all started to click. So for the longest time, my agency was called Nas Studios. And Nas Studios, everybody thought, oh, Nas Studios, I am Nas, and therefore I should be the one on top and leading all creative direction because it represents Nas Studios. And then I said, no, let's call it 1000 Media. And then when it came 1000 Media, I said, you know, I'll hire a CEO for it. I don't need to be the CEO of it. So I hired a CEO for it. Another CEO make all the decisions in hiring, and then I was just like the chairman, and I just meet them once a week for 30 minutes or 1 hour. And that is really when it started to flourish without me. And not a single client that comes to 1000 Media wants my face. They don't want me. They just want, they've seen the Nas Daily. Oh, you did that? Oh, I like that. Let's do something like that. So sometimes you don't want to be too attached to the company because that also allows it to grow.
So you just change the name and that's it. You take out the expectations. So simple.
Take out the expectations, yeah.
Because before, I'm sure everyone's like, they're expecting you to be on it. They want you on the account. So like
Yes.
when you changed the name, did you have clients that were like, what do you mean? I signed up for Nuseir. I didn't sign up for...
Surprisingly not.
Really?
Not that I saw. Could have happened, but I didn't see it. But for you don't. That's why I said you're a real pyramid, because you don't have this problem. You are a real pyramid, unless you are trying to get followers for your face and your name. Then you are this trying to become this.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, nothing wrong with that. The minute you get enough social capital, you want financial capital. I have enough social capital. Now I want financial capital, which is a business and enterprise value. You have the enterprise value. Now you want the social capital. At some point, every man and every female, every male, every female, what they want is to be able to go to a restaurant, buy the most expensive item without looking at the price, and get told a compliment by the restaurant waitress for their work, to be recognized for their work. So you want to be recognized, you want to have no problems with your money, and you want to be recognized for your work. Social capital, financial capital, right? That's what most people want. They want both.
So funny you say the restaurant thing, because I literally pulled it up in the last clip. I feel like when you really make it is when you don't have to think about how expensive the steak is on the menu. You know, so what was that? When was that point for you? Like, how old were you when you was just like, oh, I'm good?
It was when I became 28 years old, and when I stopped ordering extra guacamole on my bowls. And the chipotle bowl or a sweet green bowl or whatever. And I was like, oh my God, that extra $5, that's amazing. That's when I first knew I made it. The second time I knew I made it is when I started to buy business class tickets.
Not on points.
Not on points. I don't understand points. I mean, points.
Okay. We got to hang out.
Another click. Points is one giant scam. And people like you are promoting that scam because I think you're secretly working for American Express, because points is one giant scam and no one should spend any dollars on points.
I disagree completely. Well, first of all, my father would excommunicate me if I did that. Like, his hobby is points. Like, my dad doesn't do sports. He does points. He signs up for credit cards for points. He does. I go to Europe every year for free on points. So, I mean,
wow, you got one flight for free for
Not
spending
one.
$300,000 on your expenses. Let's admit, congratulations.
Okay.
You could have also paid for that flight. It's $2K.
that's true.
Why is that express? You $2K. It's literally
The food is better. I guess I'm a Jew, so it's like it's better when it's free. I can't explain it to you.
no comment.
I can't explain it to you. All right. So listen, social media is like a super negative place a lot of the time, right? Obviously, there's so much bad stuff and people's feeds are so bad. And you built your entire thing on being positive. Like, most people would say you'd fail, and people are leaning so into this, these extremes. They say outright lies for the rage bait. I mean, you look at the people now, you look at how do you see the world right now? You're still pushing positivity and you're successful. Does it bother you? Does it piss you off?
This pains me. This is starting to pain me a lot, actually, because I feel like I'm getting punished for my positivity. And I feel like I would be punished less if I was more negative and if I was more combative. And, I see this in the Israel-Palestine conflict. I see this with Andrew Tate. I mean, Andrew Tate is the worst content producer on the planet. Yet for some reason, he's put in this big status. So I don't want people to confuse creating positive content with the easy road. It's not the easy road. Secretly, I want to say so much bad stuff about so many people. I have so much anger in me over the last 3 years, so much. But our mission statement is bring people together. And so I cannot veer off from that mission statement. If I go and tell you exactly what I think about some countries and some people and some cultures and some things, it will not bring people together. It will bring people apart. So I try to really focus on the positive. And this goes to Israel, this goes to Palestine, this goes to the United States, this goes to everything. But it's tough.
I'm sure it's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you share it with the girlfriend, right? Okay.
Yeah, we have to restrain ourselves, right? We have to restrain ourselves from destroying the world just because we're angry. And I think as content creators, we have a responsibility not to do that, even if we are angry ourselves.
100%. I always said the mission statement of my agency is to elevate the world's good.
Amazing.
That's what hit me. It's like there's so much bad stuff out there, but there's so much good.
Yeah.
And these platforms are incredible. Like, when in history can you reach the entire world for free? I mean, like, look at you.
Yeah.
You literally reach the entire world
For free.
for $0.
For $0.
And like, I mean, like, are you special? Do you have a special ability? Is there something that you know that other people don't? Like, is there a secret?
I don't think I'm special. I mean, I think I just no, I think I'm special. Screw it.
Let's go, man.
No, I am only special thing about me is not intelligence. I am not intelligent. I was a bad engineer. Like, I don't want people to think, oh, Harvard graduate means intelligent. None of that. I think the special thing about me is I can stop myself from being influenced by the people around me. I don't allow people around me to influence me. That's the only special thing about me. Context. I come from the village with the highest number of doctors per capita in the world. 90% of my graduating high school classmates are doctors. It is the thing you do. I'm not a doctor. 100% either study in the US, in Israel or Europe. I went to the United States. 100% or 80% of Harvard graduates become lawyers, consultants, or bankers or whatever, became an engineer. 100% of engineers continue to become engineers. I became a content creator. It is always important to do the opposite of what everyone around you is doing. That is the only special thing that I did over the last 10 years, and it works. So with so many millions of followers, what's the expected route? LA, talent manager, agent, Hollywood. No, it's tech products.
Wow.
Let's see if it works.
Quite a pivot.
Quite a pivot.
I mean, listen, the receipts are there. So, I mean, so what are the plans for Nuseir? What do you want to do? Are we going for another round? Are we going IPO? Is there a big exit strategy, or are you not even thinking in those terms yet?
I just want to help 1 million people work for themselves.
Wow.
That's the goal. Can we do that? I think it's possible, which means you want to work for yourself. You want to sell things. You want to make money. I want to help you find customers for anything you want to sell. If you want to sell your candies or your cookies or your knowledge or your service, anything you want to sell, I should be able to help you market your service and find customers and make money for you. That's the vision of Nuseir. You can work for yourself and quit your job and be happy. Did you have a job ever?
Only, yeah. I have a couple of jobs. I was in IT.
Were you a good person to hire?
No.
Okay, because you always wanted to work for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I did at first, but like every time I found myself in a job, I was always getting into trouble because I was doing it my own way.
Okay, so why do you think you and I were able to escape this sort of 9-to-5 while many have not?
I think it's just we don't care what other people think.
I think it's we have the ability and knowledge to do it, and access, financial or whatever, to do it while others cannot. Because if you had
I don't know if I agree with that. I think anyone can do it with a cell phone today.
Well, today, but I'm talking about 10 years. We started 10 years ago.
Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't have anything. We hustled, like.
So I had $40,000 in my bank account, and I had no girlfriend, no kids,
What age?
24, no dependents, no family that needs me for money.
And that was from working at Venmo.
At Venmo, yes. So that $40,000 is the reason I was able to start. So basically the point I'm trying to make is 95% of the world wants to become an entrepreneur. Only 5% actually figured it out. We are part of the 5%. But the more we continue to live, the more you see that 5% become 10%, 15%, because now you can make it with the phone. Now you can use AI. Now you can use Nas Daily, you know? And that's really my vision, is everybody working for themselves versus sitting in the office 9 to 5.
I mean, I think that's the only way it's going to work, right? Like when you have AI replacing every single job and like companies are going to be building, you know, open clause instead of employees, like what else can you do but work for yourself? And why wouldn't you when you can work on what you love?
Yes, why wouldn't you?
Right.
It's just been very, very hard. We have to make it easy.
Yeah. Okay. I can't wait to see the product. So let's do some rapid fire.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. So best platform to start on 2026 if you have 0 followers.
Unfortunately, it's TikTok.
Really?
Yeah.
I think TikTok's been horrible lately.
Late? I mean, I don't know what late. This is maybe from the last. What is lately?
Like since the acquisition by Oracle.
I was like a month old.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it in a month old.
Okay.
I actually haven't opened TikTok in a month, so I don't.
Oh, so maybe you should revise that answer.
Okay, Instagram. Let's go. Let's go on there.
You get 95,000 shares on a single TikTok. What makes someone hit share instead of just like?
My friends need to see this because we talked about this before.
Okay, and do you find that your most shared videos are always your most viral?
Yeah. In the past, I think platforms have changed the share weight to the watch weight, because some things are not shareable, but they're very watchable and these still go very viral. So maybe 10 years ago, shareability was the most important thing because we want more content. But now I think it's watchability the most important thing.
How many videos should someone post before they decide if content is working for them?
I posted 271 videos until one video got viral. So 271.
271 is the answer. Or just like keep going until you figure it out.
Yes.
Game of iterate and test. Biggest waste of money you see brands spending in content?
Organic influencer marketing.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that's dead with AI?
I mean, I see Intuit, for example, paying these financial content creators like $100K to make a video that gets 1,000 likes. And I'm like, you just wasted your money, because platforms are now throttling ads. So anything that is remotely salesy is throttled. So you'll never get distribution. So the creator is screwed. Man, there's like a huge injustice happening that no one is talking about, and it's not a thing. And only if you're very deep into it, you'll know. Platforms promised us that you have followers. We call them followers. Great. Then if I make an ad for a brand deal, I'll get views. Well, actually, that used to be the case. Not anymore. So now if you do a brand deal, you'll get 90% less views. Okay. So why would a brand come and work with you? They wouldn't. Then what brands are going to do now is not even go to the creator to work with them. They'll give that money to the social media platform directly, and the social media platform will give them the views and the CPA and all that stuff. And so now social media platforms stole your followers, and now they're stealing your brand deals.
Wow.
And no one is angry about this.
It's crazy. It's so true. So I get this question a lot. They're like, how much money can you make from platforms? Like, ZOLI, you have a video with 28 million views. Like, what'd you get from that? I'm like, I don't know, $70. Like, what? Can you explain, like, where do you make money on social media?
You don't. That's the key. Instagram, I made $0 from in the last 10 years. Facebook, I made $4 million from ad revenue. That was nice.
Wow.
Facebook is good for monetization, and YouTube Long is good for monetization. But that's the only thing that you make money from.
And where are you making like $100,000 a year? What type of views do you have to be doing on YouTube? And I don't think Facebook even pays anymore, but like on YouTube.
Facebook still pays.
Okay. So what type of views do you have to be doing to like even be like considering replacing $100K a year job?
So you need roughly, if in America, maybe you'll get $500 for every million views on Facebook. So do the math. You need probably 200 million views.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's why.
It's just easier to have a business on the other side.
Yeah. Well, that's why the recommendation is don't make organic content, make performance content, make ads, run these. So with Nas Daily, we just built this. And why am I building this? Because I see this is where the future is going. Just one click, we create a 15-second ad for your product. And then one click, we market it on Instagram and get you the views. So instead of me making organic content, I just go and say, here's $200, give me 30,000 views in Miami for this product. And that's how I get my sales now. I don't get any sales organically. They're all paid ads.
This is live now?
Yeah, it's live. It's called Magic Content and Magic Ads.
I need to try this.
So people just take a picture of their product, we create the ads, and then we run them on Instagram, and that's how I fill all my sales.
So I feel like Nas.io is not really just for like the people trying to build communities or selling one product. Like I feel like I could implement this right now.
That's how we started, not anymore.
Right. Okay. So I feel like there's a whole re-education we got to do.
I know. A lot of people think of us as a community platform in school. We're not actually that. This is why we raise the money, to go into this larger vision and succeed at it. Because now you can make videos with text, right? Like 2 years ago, you couldn't. So it was really impossible to achieve this vision. Now it's possible.
Yeah.
You know, what does your people want to do? If you want to sell, you need content. You make the content for them. These clips, you use them to get leads. But the average person cannot hire you to do that. And an average person just needs to do it with AI. And AI ads work.
Amazing. Well, I know we're out of time. We got a big day. You've got something big coming up. You got 2 events coming up.
Yes.
Exclusive on the Nas.io platform. So I guess
how do you know that I have 2 events coming up? How do you know that I have 2 events coming up?
I mean, we got the one we're going to, and then the other one.
Yeah, the other one.
You told me.
I thought you saw it on the
I saw it. Your advertising works because like the second you came to Miami, I've seen you a lot more in feed. I mean, maybe it's because I like looked you up again. But
maybe because my location, it says.
I think so. Are you posting from Miami?
No, my team is.
Oh, your team is. They don't VPN?
Maybe because you interacted with my content.
Probably. It could be. I don't know.
This is so confusing, man. I wish the algorithm did not exist.
Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I mean, like you find it too. Like you open up your phone, you're scrolling forever.
I know. It's pretty.
I know. So let's use it for positive. That's the deal. Let's use it for positive. Okay. So last closing message to the people of Miami. What can we look for? What should we be looking forward to? And who should be applying to work with you? I know we covered it a little bit before.
First of all, thank you so much for having me on your clip.
For the clips, yeah,
Clipcast,
something like that, yeah.
And what I say, I mean, I want to take a real chance at Miami and like build a real thing here that brings people together. So I want to continuously every week, I want to host an event for 100, 200, 300 people. I want people to meet each other. I want the Nas Daily presence in Miami to be a net positive. And so I want to make the content. I want to bring people together. And I hope you support me in this process. Today is my first attempt at that. I'm bringing 200 and then 20 people for these 2 events. And if they work and I don't get any protests, then I'll do it again.
Even if you get the protest doing it. This is Miami, bro. You ain't getting protests here. We don't tolerate that here.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm so worried. I'm not worried. Don't clip that.
Can I say, Miami, that's one thing. We don't tolerate that here.
Really? You don't tolerate freedom of expression?
Oh, you can express it. Go to Broward County for that shit.
What's there?
That's just north. Like, I'll just say this community. Well, Miami, I don't know if you know, was like built by the Jewish community. Like South Beach was built by Jews because like we couldn't go to, like we were out
Bal Harbor. You couldn't.
Yeah, we were outlawed from Bal Harbor. Like you couldn't buy land, so we had to build these places. So we were such an integral part of building it that like you'll see like there's so many Israelis companies here. There's Jew like and people down here escape the bullshit. Like we come here to just do our thing, work hard, enjoy the beautiful weather, and like we don't tolerate the hate. We don't tolerate that stuff. So
there's no like protests and.
I've seen it maybe. I saw it maybe one time.
That's it?
In the last 3 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, don't get any ideas. It's open carry here, by the way. Just FYI. Uh-huh. Yeah, open carry. You don't even need a permit. You just need a driver's license. That helps.
But my meetups now, I always have an armed security guard.
Oh, I'm sure you have to. It's
unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Anyways, okay. Well,
thank you. Well, we ended on such a positive note.
Such a positive note.
Thank you, Miami.
All right. Good.
Thanks to my friend.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That was great.